Welcome to the Glam channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Ashita Hiraldo. I'm the owner and founder of Glamrum, top-rated and most exclusive brows, lashes, and permanent makeup salon in Chicago. And today I want to introduce you to my friend and amazing hairdresser, owner of Blewprint Salon, Demetria.
I'm Demetria. I am the owner of Blewprint Salon and specialize in natural hair care. So that's curly hair, protective styles, colors, extensions. We're Lakeview, East Chicago. I'm Nancy, co-founder of Be Collective, also an intentional mind. More of an intentional mind than Be Collective. But I own a flower gift shop that focuses on really just spreading mental health to people. We're in just a place where you buy flowers. We're in there serving you in times of greatness and those hard moments that we also face. And less that shares my neighbor, and that we've been friends probably as much as we've been friends.
So today I wanted to do this conversation because I know it's a lot of people out there thinking like, oh my God, I'm this entrepreneur, but I also want to step into motherhood, but I don't know how will I balance both. How hard it is to be an entrepreneur or having a kid when I have my business, or vice versa. I'm a moral learner now. I can't do a 9 to 5, and I want to start entrepreneurship, but I don't know how to balance that. So today, in honor of Mother's Day, we are going to have this conversation. What does entrepreneurship allow you to do for your family in the digital job world?
Well, obviously the first and most important thing is the time that I'm allowed. I drop my kids off and I pick my kids up for school every day. So I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I can make a field trip. I can close my books out for spring break. I have complete autonomy over my schedule. So that's 100% for me, and 9 to 5. Wouldn't allow that. I would have to find a babysitter and weekly and all the things. So I love that we're able to really be present in our kids' life.
How about you, Nancy?
Yeah, I have to echo everything you said to me, Chuck. Definitely, so my story's a little bit different because I was in corporate for so long, and then I actually got let go during my family workshop. So that was really hard, but I feel like it pushed me direction of having a schedule, so I feel like I'm with them in the morning. You know, I don't have to rush out of the house. I was able to make a field trip last week that had an amazing, supportive partner. So I feel like, yes, the 9 and 5 gives you stability and all these things that they paid for you. But at the same time, it's like when you have this freedom to be there in those any-day moments, especially like the first 5 years of their life, it's moldy.
I think that one thing entrepreneurship has allowed me to do that traditional job world is picking up kids from school. I make sure that I'm home and settle them down when they come from school, cook for them. Those things that if I had a regular job, I might not be able to. I might be just grabbing whatever on the way home because I wouldn't have time to cook or get them ready. Also get them ready in the morning and spend time with them in the morning is one thing that entrepreneurship has helped me. My next question is, wasn't there a defining, this is why I do this moment? Amazing, like that's why I'm doing this entrepreneurship, thinking about your kids.
I think it was when I got laid off. Like, I was like, you know, I was really kind of done with my job, and I was debating on going back. And my husband's an entrepreneur. So he's like, you know what, if you don't do what you think you want to do now, you're never going to do it. Just go after it. So I feel like that was my moment where it was just like, yes, it was a lot of uncertainty. I was a first-time mom. I was like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? And then, you know, we just kind of made it. And so I feel like, for me, that was like the moment where I'm like, okay, I have to do this because this is what God's putting me through, and then I must be my baby. So,
I need it.
I think that this is why this moments happen on a daily for me. But so I'm off on Mondays and Wednesday mornings, which means that I work Wednesday evenings. When Dallas walks in the house for school with his dad, I'm leaving out. So the other day. He was like, "You what? You're late? Oh, really? Gotcha." And it's they're like, "No, bro. It's not. I'll wake up for like 2 hours max. Like, it's not a liquid deal. Just being able to, I didn't know that I have the time. Like, it's really tough. Let me see. I'm not really missing out on anything. I mean, those are my moments where, like, every day this is why I did this. I'm so happy that I have the freedom to, like you mentioned earlier, when I'm being necessary to raise my kids. We'll get whatever.
Yeah, and I have to agree with Demetria. Like, this is what I do normally, and it's so funny because it's actually what happens to you is what happened to me with my oldest stepson. Sometimes he goes to school, and his father is at home, and I'm at home, and then I have to step outside, and he's like, "You leaving again? How long you leaving for? How many hours?" And this is what I do. And I'm like, "No, I'm just leaving for 2 hours," or sometimes like they can go with me, and my dad is around today, so. This is what I do. I have the freedom to bring her home whenever I feel like, or stay home with her whenever I feel like.
This is true.
So I want to talk about the real behind the real.
I like that.
So what is the hardest part of being a woman entrepreneur?
Hi. We might need a whole hour. That's a good one. I think it's just a balance. Like, personally speaking, I feel like this is the battle with the balance. Like, you tend to turn yourself off if you have more pressure as a business owner because everything is reliant on you. But it's also thing token, right, too, because at home, then everybody, relies on you too, and thankfully we have supportive spouses that help, but I feel like a lot of what the kids need is ramen. Like, they always look for ramen, and I feel the hardest part is just balancing the business and finding time for yourself. Even 10 minutes, just a balance and just hear yourself and motherhood in your business too, I feel. So yeah, the balance is the hardest part for me, at least.
Yeah, for sure. 100% is the balance. It is the stepping in and out of these roles on a daily basis, right? Because, like I mentioned before, I have these 2 days where, although I don't have to physically work in my business, so now I can work on my business. That's true. And I mean, he needs me, and he's not willing to do anything on the computer. So content is not getting posted, emails are not getting on time. And literally, work is done at 3:30. I'm in my heart, and then my kids, and then my second job starts. Right, and then I'm there from whenever 4 or 5 to 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock. Oh, we'll stay up late and do some work. While the kids asleep, I finally fell asleep. No, so yeah, it's the balance.
Yes, and I also think that because we, for work, realize on us dealing and having contact with people all the time, when you can home, you can train.
Oh, yeah.
So really, do I really want to now turn on the computer or work it? Also, having these kids running around my house, asking me for snacks, asking me for food, it's hard. But I also wanted to chime into the hardest part of being a mother entrepreneur, and I have to agree with Nancy, it's like the guilt. I was just telling Nancy before we started rolling that when I have long days of work, I go home, and my daughter passed by her, she gives me food. But I realized that she is mad that I've been all day gone. When it's Sunday that I have a short day, I go home and she's like, "I'm hungry," and all of a sudden I'm late. So that's the guilt. We can never turn it off. You want to be an intentional mom, an intentional spouse, an intentional business owner. But it's hard to juggle all of those. It's always somebody is gonna be happy. And I have to say, it is very important to have a supporting partner. Because it's so hard when you don't have small things I have to do clothes and I go home and he already put 2 loaves in the washing machine. I'm like, oh my God, you don't know how you save it.
And it's taking too, right? Just the test, the point test.
It's like you always add to the list. You never check out of the list. It's like you can add it. So, yeah.
I don't know about you guys too, but for me, it's hard to delegate.
Oh my God.
It's so hard to delegate. But I think with my second born, I'm vocal more about what I need or what, because we also can't guess what our partners Like, they can't get swooping needs or feel, you know, it's just like,
Pull on time or yeah, and the fact I was the guilt too, because it's like, why can't you?
That's the situation.
But that's not what they think. I know, so I have to adapt it. Like he said, I have to be more vocal about what it is. And he's gotten really good about tapping here in the scene. So as a third, I just come to the house, I take one of those, I put it in the bed. Figure out in there, I had no idea, no talking. Shit, when that guy came, he like to shoot up in the action, like, hey, gosh, and go see the park, we're doing it now. We're going back to 8 or getting stuff, like, I'm think that. Yeah.
I was in this trip.
Just go high.
So I don't want to brag. I have only contract. He's so hands-on, and I don't want to be. I have my way of washing dishes. I have my way of doing things. I want him to do it. I want to do it. But then I be like, I don't want him to do it. But then I go and he does it, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
You hate it.
Thank you, because I need it. But I don't want it because I'm I don't know why. And no, like, that's why they are there.
For sure.
How did you not get feel overwhelmed by that? Because we do it very well. I think you gracious go.
But you actually never escapes. You never leaves you. Literally, while walking 6-year-old, he's while walking billboard. You're blind of the gym. It works with you, right? But so what happens is, if I feel like I'm working too hard during the season, like for Christmas, I went crazy. Spring break, I made sure I took out. Right, the balance, right? Okay. I am spending a lot of time in my business. I have to spend a lot of time in my business, but I also have to give you this time back. This time in my deposit. If there's nothing to withdraw, I can't do it. I gotta make sure I'm putting it back in.
It's an analogy.
Get on.
Yeah, it happens on a daily. I honestly have just been trying to develop a more peaceful mindset in a way where, like, what I can't control, it's gonna happen anyway. And honestly, I just ask for a prayer. Just realize some days, you know, the guilt is there. Even I have a hard time even with, you know, my daughter being 6 and my little one almost being 2. I have a lot of hard time, like, even when my friends ask me, like, to go out, be like this. I'll be like, oh my God. I was like, I had been in the shop for about 8 hours. I just want to go see the girls. Just like, you know, I don't care about, like, hanging out. And, you know, sometimes that's not good because then I feel burned out and over, and like you were saying, depositing into, you know, your roles, but then you're forgetting about yourself. So I've been, like, trying to get better at just scheduling things that I truly enjoy for me. Not for them, not for my spouse. Like 10 minutes a day that I, like, meditate or, like, do Pilates, YouTube video. Like, it has to be meant for me, because if your cup is not filled, how are you going to pour into others? So I try to, like, you know, just shift my lens up, because when I first wanted, I was with her we never left with my daughters, like, I think last year was the first time we left that was for, like, 3 days. And the first day I was like, I'm never saying, you're calling Friday. And then the second day I'm like, oh my God, it feels great to, like, use the bathroom when I'm sleeping, and I'm just, but it didn't feel guilty too. It felt guilty because I'm like, oh my God, I'm their mom. I'm supposed to be with them. Why am I here? But then I was like, you know what? This is my time. Yes. This is how I want to make myself happy. And if I can't do that for myself, then I can't do that for my family. So
that is so true. I have to say that I feel the guilt from those that point now. I think he tries my hairdresser. So I don't know how many times I pushed that point in a way. She's going to kill me. But at the same time, like, but I had this time, I'm gonna stay with the winner for hours, and I had this time that I can be with Paula. And I've been working, and I think I had the hardest time whenever I have a week full of clients. And I'm like, okay, if I have this week full of tasks, at least the time that I have off, I want to spend with her. So, but it's also waste of beauty. So, what am I doing with my hair? At least I need to go and get my hair. So, I think I'm trying to be better about that. And then the days that are slow, I think follow to the park. I be intentional. I think to eat her tacos that she loves tonight. And I'm like, okay, so I spend some time with you. Now it's modest.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. It's about only 24 hours in a day. So you have to find time for this, your business, and it's like what, like you said. So I had to, I think last year I realized that I do have enough time. I used to feel really, really bad and down about not having time. I felt like I was really more bored of me. I have to wake up at 5 something to get my time from 6 to 7 before the boys wake up. It is what it is. If I'm tired 2 days out of the week, which I'm really not because I'm working out, right? I don't really have more energy anyway.
Yes.
But it's like finding those little pockets wherever they are. We're super with it. Not by choice. It's literally just, we push the babies out and they put the cape on their neck. So we kind of got to figure out how to do it. Not neglecting yourself. Bringing your baby to your appointment. Pushing your appointment back because you know your friend understands this business. She knows I understand.
So, okay, I want to talk about the system support society. Like, what boundaries or routines have you maintain that?
Entering our routine. So my support system is definitely my must. The cabinets are hard. And my mother-in-law too. So I feel like, without them, they'd never be doing this because they just help me while I'm there. And, it's sure and I talk about this all the time. It's so hard to trust people, especially with kids. And even like daycares we talk about too, right? And so it's really like leaning into like your support system and not only family, because I feel my partner is my business partner is a huge support system because she'll let me go and, pick up my daughter from school. She's okay if I have to step out and go to a field trip for a few hours. So I feel like, the support system, it's like you're the and family, but there's so many people around you that are willing to help too. And you just, So I feel like, again, going back to asking for help, I kind of let that cave down, right? Because I was raised by a single mother, so I saw her do all the work and in and out. And so when we first got married with my husband, it was really hard for me to give up some of that control, and I think it was because so he's like, no, I'm here. Just tell me what you need. So I think as you progress in motherhood, you find those moments where you're just clarity and it's okay, this is what I need right now, and this is who I have to tap in, because you're never alone.
Yes. When you're so right. It feels like it sometimes, right?
How about you, Demetria? What boundaries and routines are you?
Oh, my boundaries. Boundaries are great. Boundary crew. Pick me. Yeah. So not answering phone calls, I'm not responding to messages, and I'm not building those DMs. Literally, when I cross the threshold to the house, I'm Demetria Blewprint is no longer here. Routine, I am in the Lord.
Right here. Me too. I've been lying hours.
I have a 2-year-old and almost 2-year-old and a 6-year-old as well. And so morning times are the hardest sport. So we have a 6:15, sometimes I have a 5:16 alarm, or 6 o'clock alarm, or 7 o'clock alarm. You have alarms for everything. And so I kind of am trying to, number one, stay on task myself, but also put them in the mindset of time it. You kind of just making that important to them, right? As young babies, because it starts there, right? This is what you raising your family. Those routines were now new. I feel very nervous. It's like, where's the Lord?
I'm good.
Gotta go.
I tend to though, because I feel like one thing motherhood and business has to me is just that. Oh, you don't have ever just try. No, and so you're like, when I'm scrolling and chatting and everybody's asleep. Just scroll. I'm missing everything, girl. Everybody's just leaving on my phone, dumb scrolling, researching stuff.
And you make it fun me, you don't go to sleep because you don't be fun. Well, that's the time that I have. I have to say, from my boundaries, I would say 2 months from ago, I started with once I go home, and in the afternoon, that's it.
Yes.
Business is over.
Yes.
And that's it. But now I'm coming and we have 3 over there, so it's okay. Getting him full, getting them ready. And I have to say, I said boundaries with the key. Oh, because being a cultural show. But back where I'm from, these kids have to clean the house every day. So I started cutting bangladesh with them. So come out. Some days like to clean out your shoes, or like during the week they come on Monday. Go clean your shoes, put your shoes upstairs, take your stuff upstairs, go clean all of it. And this morning I was like, okay, what I have wraps of food in here. What you guys were eating in the room? Just go put everything away. And then I have to say that they actually enjoy it. And you give them some purpose, and they be like, I want to help. Especially the oldest one, he's always so willing to help. And I think that we also have to set boundaries with that, because we need what do they have to do other than go to school and come home?
Yes.
And be happy. So no, they're like, hell on now. Like, I need you to take out, and I can't really like only know to take out the trash. I'm for sure. That's the next thing, you know. But definitely boundaries with that. And I would say too, boundaries with family. Sometimes they need so much from you, or they call you for every little thing, and I'm learning how to say no. Because now I have my first little family that I need to take care of. So I cannot keep saying just the family or helping you every time I'm picking up the phone every time you call.
Yes.
Because I have little people that depends on me.
Yes, that goes back to the clients do that too. Like, I used to get calls at weird hours, like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. One thing I don't do is get clients when there's not.
Me either, right?
But even the last phone,
What? It's not good.
I know.
I put daughter, text messages like as early as 4 in the morning.
Because it's all one person explain it to me, right? But everybody's brain is different, and your logic doesn't.
And business hours.
Yeah, people forget.
Yeah. So
Yes, for sure.
Okay, and how did you ask for or build your support system?
So that goes back to you, though, right? You told me, you taught me, just me. To be more, a little about it.
Yes.
So my support system is literally my husband and my mother. And I told you that I didn't listen to the pickups, but let's say for whatever reason I'm running behind with a client and I can't get them out research page, I'll call. And then, like, we have a group chat, I text the group chat, and everybody's trying to figure out who can get there first. That's an easy ask, though, right? Because it's like, oh my God, if I don't pick them up, something's gonna happen. The thing that I can't still eat myself and kind of like hold me around,
I didn't have to not have issues asking for stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I think I do a lot for people, so I don't have any issue now asking for it.
Yeah.
As a support system, I don't have it here, but my brother. So it's really hard. We don't have them more around. We have it out, which I keep trying to know this, have to move over. I have to say, my support.
Really to me with that.
I guess I get baby, stay here 6 months and go back home whenever it's fall.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works. My support system, I have to say, is my spouse. He's really, really good in reading my mind, because in the worst asking for help. I remember I had myself closed in one corner of the kids' room. And one day he had like these 3 days off back to back. And one day I go home and he had it in that corner. And I came out like, you don't know the wind that it took off my shoulders. Because it overwhelms me. I'm very sensitive. When I see mess around, I can't function. And when I came home, I'm like, and it's a hard night that I have trying to keep 2 locations clean and tidy. The house, it's a lot of time. So when I really took over without, and it's so funny because sometimes he knows what I need without me telling. Just today I came home and one of the loads of clothes was washing. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not how I need to get, but it's the it's all them. It's a joke.
I think something that I was also learning too with thinking boring is that nobody's gonna do things like you are. You have to be okay with fear, you know? Because, and then it goes for like your spouse. Yeah. Be right, because that's you adding more pressure to like the person that doesn't even know how to do things how to do. So I feel like, you know, it's okay with imperfection. You see, this is amazing. I understand, but you know, like I then go over that. I was very like, okay, this doesn't speak them like this. This firstborn, like they need the dishes dirty, and now like, you know what? I don't care. Do you like it on?
You look at that. He's so funny because when my spouse does the dishes, I don't like how he started because I'm very like, okay, this goes in here, it's got in there. But I used to make a fuss about it. I'm like, no, we just wash the dishes, that's amazing. Now I just go and just put them whatever I feel they go. without that, he not didn't know I was be grateful.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think back to the how do you ask or build your support system? Like I said, my only family here is my brother, and I be asking, hey, can you pick up the kids today? And like ask for kids, or hey, can you watch the TV? Or they say we want to have a day night. Hey, can you watch the kids? That's also really time, not just for yourself. You also need time for your significant other.
Yeah.
So I learned how to ask for help.
Yeah.
Are you asking for help with me too?
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's incorrect with asking for help. Because the support system is literally just my husband or my mom watches Danny for daycare. He doesn't go. He'll be 2 in a couple of weeks. So he's not in daycare yet. She watches the while at work. Then guilt comes like if I want to do something outside and working. It's like I have to ask the same person who watches him for a living. So God is like, oh, okay, I just want to ask. Or I will ask, and I'll just take her talking about me because she'll be like, what's the what's the thing? I used to raise kids. Now this brother is going to be empowering and traveling. What do you guys do? You don't have to do everything. You know, your kids ain't know something. I really have to act in Dutch. We try to get one day in the live. Jeez. So, talk a little bit about the lessons of the teacher children because they see our journey and they see us like going to work, doing what we do. So, what they think your kids are learning from your journey? Yeah, I think they're still a little too young to really understand maternity what that looks like. But I hope that they're learning that mom works for us. I told Dallas this author. For some reason, he thinks I'm a cool child. I said, Daddy does our work, and if Daddy doesn't go to work, then Mama won't have a place to live. It has nothing to be cool, but I have this little boss. He's like, what? You're a boss? So I hope that they're learning that Mommy really did know the business, okay? Not really by herself, but for herself. And that you can literally dream of something and make it happen. I hope that they're learning that from what they're doing. How about you?
It's beautiful. I think it's funny because I sometimes bring our people there to the shop and just kind of see social life be very Asian farm maybe, or like, we'll put the windows down, clean stuff. So lately when we pick her up from school, she's like, oh, she'll invite everyone. She's like, you want to come to my shop? I'm like, so like, I feel like she's slowly getting like what we did. But then her dad's an entrepreneur too. So my cousin are always like, this little girl, we're gonna crawl a little bit. So I feel like she's learning a lot of grit. She's learning, we're really teaching her that not everything is fair to you. Like you have to work. Yeah. And yes, we spoil her with love and take her things, but it's like they're constantly watching you. So it's always about like, kudos to those moms that can do that job because that's hard too. But still working mom, especially on the girl side, you're giving her like so many values, strong such a young age, strong, getting out to like, they're seeing your hustle, they don't understand what you're doing, but they're seeing you and they're watching you and I think they're learning so much that they won't even share.
My husband is an entrepreneur too. And I think is that you can do everything that you set your mind to. Like everything that you can do it all. If you really are intentional about it. I had the oldest stepson just telling me the other day how he wants to be a scientist and he wants to build stuff. Like he don't want to work. Like what do you want to do when you grow up? Like I don't want to work for nobody. I want to build stuff. I'm like, maybe that's what he says. Like he's like building stuff and he's like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to work for nobody. I want to do my own business. And sometimes he'd be like, you guys work a lot on that, but you need very comfortable, don't you? Right. Yeah. So that comes with it. So sometimes like putting back to them like, hey, I'm gonna take you to the park, but also, I'm gonna go back to work. And that's why you have this nice, like, you live in this nice house, you have this nice feeling here. You have a car to take you from the place. I have to go and walk to school. Like, you have a car.
And I think that's important too, because here in the American culture, a lot of those values are taught. Like, and and young age, like we had, like everything just seems like so easy. You like get places fast, and that's not true. You have to put in all work.
It's true. It's so funny because you bring that up, that I always say that about the American way of raising kids. It's nice here. Too nice to be kids. So like, that's never like how it was. Chores, like, it's not like go home and sit down. We had chores, like, we had things to do. My mom had to come home. The house had to be squeaky clean. We had to mom and run the house daily.
And these are like lessons that irritate you into like from your childhood, and like, you know, just so many stages of your life that makes you thankful when you raise me like that. Because and what happened to clean yourself?
Yeah, and I have so much time in my hand. What are we doing? So, what advice would you give your child if they wanted to start a business?
Well, you already have your little one. Give me a child.
I think the advice is going back to like what you guys said, just like if you really wholeheartedly doing something, do that. Because you're gonna, you know, be happy on a daily. Yeah, it's not always, you know, it's not always sunshine, but there are days where you're just like, okay, this is worth it, right? And so I feel like just teaching them how to dream and find what they love at an early age is like so important. I used to love art growing up. So like my mom was a creator, but my aunt would always come and do things with us. And like to this day, I always like thank my aunt. I'm like, you know, I think I've been like, you know, the creative side of things because of you, because you nurtured that. So I think it's like it's instilling by a voice, but it's also like action, like just nurturing what they do. Great.
How about you?
That's literally what I was thinking. It's like, find out your why in everything, right? So like, why did I do this? Why do I want to be this person? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? And as soon as you figure out what that is, hold it tight. But also find out the attributes that make you when you are. Like you said, you kind of felt like you were fit, so you lean forwards so you can kind of nurture that. Figure out who it is that you are and kind of use that to elevate and create your brand. What it is that sets you apart from somebody else. Don't be naive to believe that no one else in the world does what you do. It's a talent, it's for all souls. God created you specifically the way that He did. So what is it about you that's different from anybody else? Use that to build upon as your information. Build off from there.
I love that because it's not everyone you say. Not everyone that's what we do, but not everybody is awesome. So, how's motherhood is shaping your idea of success?
So, I feel motherhood in its own is like, it doesn't come with the manual, it doesn't come with the blueprint. You can't just go like figure it out, but you know, as a younger mom, I would say that like a lot of it has been faith-led, you know, just faithful that, you know, God's gonna get you through it, and that, again, right, like these storms come and go, but it's really like how you get mad at that. So I think, you know, and the success legacy is just being resilient and letting those bad moments bring you down, but it's like shape you and give you more ammo to live even better and stronger. So I feel like motherhood is not for the weak, like we said. Neither is business owners, right? So I feel like if we live in that mindset that, you know, you're gonna have to work hard, I think you're gonna carry that into your personal life and your business. So I feel like, you know, the legacy is what you create for others, to serve others, right?
Yeah.
So I always like try to instill that in kids, where it's like, yeah, it's great that you're having fun, but are you inclusive of everyone?
Yes.
Are you like everyone feeling, you know, great around you, or are they not? So I feel like it's a feeling and also a
Wait, yeah. Success, how is motherhood redefined?
Yes.
Very success. I think it's allowed me to see the entire spectrum of success. I think when you're not as experienced or whatever, or before you're so involved, success looks one way. Success still is fine. I think I've learned in motherhood that success is progressive. It does not have it. In that no accomplishment or achievement is too small to be considered a success. So just appreciating every success. Getting up, getting the kids to school on time. That's it. And also meeting your monthly, weekly, yearly, quarterly goals for your business. That's also a success, right? So it's kind of just being out in peaceful every success.
I have to agree with that, like, especially when it comes to kids, every time that they pass on my milestone, I'm like, I feel so successful. With them, I see them doing something or learning something new, I'm like, okay, I succeeded what I'm doing, my mission is in here. Every time I teach them, like, something so easy, like, let's sweep the floor, or change the garbage bags and stuff like that, and they do it on their own, or let's say in the mornings. Now you know that every time you get out in the morning, you go brush your teeth, wash your face, that's the first thing you do. And when I see them doing it on their own, I'm like, great, I succeeded, they learn. And the same when it goes to the business, like, hey, I achieved my weekly goal on this month when I'm lazy and does. So I have to say that yes, inspiring people around me has my motherhood is one thing I have reshaped my idea of success in that part too. Like, you nurture your kids and then you come to work and you see your stuff and you nurture them and you push them and you're like, okay. So it's something that I do at home. The only difference is they start no kids and not my kids. But I'm still worrying on them what I know so they can be better every day and they can accomplish their goals every day.
And I think it goes back to like the small wins. Yeah. Like sometimes people think like, oh, success is like getting X amount of followers or, you know, all of these well-known established brands reaching out to you. But I think it's like, you don't achieve that overnight, and then in these small steps that you have to take to even like get to the next level. And I think part of it is being like grateful too. And yes, because there's not gonna be, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but if you're grateful and you're like, you know, led with your purpose, and that's success for sure.
I want to know what kind of legacy you guys want to leave behind for your family and your kids. And for your business.
That's not tough.
Well, I would start with that one since it's a tough one. I did a legacy that I want to leave behind for my kids and my business, that you can do everything you set your heart for. Like everything that you just be intentional, you can do it. It will be hard. It will be days that you will be frustrated. It will be days that you like, what am I doing business? I just want to go home and bake cookies and take care of the kids. Or days that I'm like, oh my God, these are too much. I just want to go and work. That's all. I don't have home down there. Because I can do night. My weakness. Successful, but just like, that's the legacy I want to leave behind, that anything that you set yourself to do, you will do it. Just put like the effort in. Like you said, I'm a believer and I'm like, pray. And put your plans always in customers if you want them to see success. Who wanna go next?
Can't see Sunday. The legacy. That's such a big word, and I think it holds so much weight. Especially because we're talking about what we're building and what we're leaving. I think for my business that I would like to be known as more than just someone who built a brand, but also as someone who builds a platform that elevates others. Especially for the newer generation of beauty professionals. This isn't just about what I'm doing now, but I'm doing this so that somebody else can, right? Somebody did it for me, brought me or taught me the way, still teaches little things. And so kind of more than just being Blewprint, I would like for Blewprint to have a platform for others as well. For my family, I want to leave them more than just success. I want to leave them a blueprint of integrity and hard work and safety and resilience, to let them know that, to your point, whatever you put your mind to, you can do. If you lead with passion, if you are intentional about the work that you're doing and you stand true to your values, that each you there to have whatever it is that you worry.
I love that. And I love the platform to uplift others, and that's one thing because we touch people on a daily basis. we come and we things that people don't want to tell their family or their friends because they might judge, but we hear, we just listening to them, and that's beautiful. Just to have platform.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I think
That's a great segue because from a business standpoint, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you guys are just a flower shop or, you know, just, but we are more intentional than that. Sometimes, like I said earlier, people come to our shop because they're getting married.
Yeah.
Other times it's really tragic, a loss. So you know, in the legacy of the business is that we always, our mission was to always have people feel safe in our spot. And you know, we even have a journal meditation station if you want, and like vibrating to yourself. So if you're like, you know, there's no space and growing up that, you know, when I created that. So like definitely needing that for somebody to pick up and understand the value that we do also as entrepreneurs, but then also as like hackers, both people, because sometimes, you know, we're like, oh, God, send us messages, and then we have, you know, somebody coming in and just showing us how much we made every day. Like that right there, I'm just like, we can't put a price to it, right? So I think it's just carving and creating those safe spaces that people feel welcome, that they feel inclusive, that they don't feel judged, whatever it might be. And, you know, we're rooted on that mission-driven business side of things. And then for the family, kind of like, I know everything you said to me, Jen, just like instilling like values, right? Instilling that, you know, when God puts something in your ear, it's more larger purpose.
Yeah.
It's not just, you know, oh, it's a thought, but like, you continue to cultivate that and go back to your values and go back to your calling, right? And feel like a lot of the youth now, they don't understand what to do or where to tap into because they don't have those like early value-based thinking that they just kind of missed out because there's so much noise or they're working too much on the digital side. So I feel like, you know, that legacy is just like, you know, respect others. Everyone's human. We always tell our kids, like, regardless of your religion, regardless of how you live, just be kind to others. Yes. And love is our religion. So we always like read with that. Yeah.
And that's very important that you have to accept people like, okay, you have different views on me, or maybe you are not really different, that's totally fine. I won't judge you, like, that's thing, like, do your thing, I will respect you, and I will still feel your kind. I would want to add, what to leave behind the family's purpose. When you say kids are lost in this knowing, social media and all this stuff, and they don't find a purpose, we need to give kids a purpose. As when you see them so depressed at such a young age, I'm so sad. It's because they have nothing else to do but BOA is coming. They have a purpose. They have something to look forward every morning. So I think that's another legacy. I want to leave purpose. Now I have a quick fire round. I'm just gonna ask you guys quick questions, and I want to know what is your go-to, because you guys know that we are working 24/7. You guys, well, we're not working here, we are handing kids. So what is your go-to meal when Father's Day?
Is this for us or for the kids?
Or you?
See, do you have anything else?
Usually I either call my husband to bring me a caprese salad. Oh, that's three. Because it's just quick and healthy. Yeah, that would be my go-to.
I have the same coffee.
I enjoy coffee.
Like the strength.
Coffee.
Yeah. What is one word that describes your parenting style?
Okay, so I'm gentleish.
That's a good dude.
I am gentleish. I am evolving. Right? I know whether it's me, I know how millennials are raised, and so we have confined between those. So sometimes I'm speaking sweetly, and sometimes I am now.
And so you need to yes, me. Gentleish is probably the same. I was gonna say Latina mom, but that's after that. Because she knows when I'm in the answer. That's true. That's true.
I have the same mindset stuff with us.
I'm very sad.
Yeah. I mean, like, on one with them, but then I be like, go here, give me a hug. But we kiss it. And just like you said, announcing whenever they hear me, even my stepsons, they know Spanish, and they know the words in Spanish, because when I piss, I start yelling in Spanish. They know what's up. What is the funniest of most hard-working thing your child has said about your business?
What she said? I don't think she said anything. I think she did something. We had a huge like pause at the store, and then she just starts spamming me, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's great!" And she just starts spamming me. So like, I think she's like vocalized. She says funny stuff all the time. But I think like recently she did that, and I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna end your queen."
You know, that was telling you at the time, I'm broke. And I was sorry. Sure.
Anything that you go there and now.
We're like saying, I was wearing this salon. I remember to do my hair. It's good wearing colors. But I say, you know, when I go there and I see the youngest one, he's it. He wants to help. He be sitting on the floor, you know, everything, how they work. That boy goes there to work. They work, see that. For me, you know, we have 2 locations. One of them is like an open space. This one has some rooms. And I think my daughter both. And she told me once, like, I don't like this work. She don't like the other locations. Because it's an open space, so she can run around and she's very hands-on. One day I was waxing a client and she's like, now it's my turn. I'm like, girl, if you just sit down. And she wanted to grab and wax the client's items. That's not my turn. Keep this guy to work. So she likes the other. She's like, I don't like that work. I like the other one better. Because in here, she can be loud. She can run around because she won't be disturbing the clients. And the other one is like, no, you need to sit down. So is anything that you guys want to say? Because we're wrapping up. Anything you want to leave the audience with?
You can do it, moms. I have a lot of friends who are like, "Whoa, how do you do it? How do you do it?" Yeah, it gives you weight.
Yes.
It gives you patience.
Yes.
And you know, it is challenging all the time. But there's always a surprise to you. So you have to be open to like having everything control.
This is so true. For me, it will be to be that how viewers you can do it. I remember Islands. Yeah, here in 2017, they're that very good. Yeah, married over my one of them that I was pregnant. Oh my gosh, I was terrified. And I was on my brother. I was freaking out, and he was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "It was just not right. I'm a perfectionist. I want everything my time." Right? He was like, "No, you're right." Listen. He's right. There's no plan. There's no way. It's just he gives you wings. God gives you wings for the cake. And then you fly somewhere with it. You got it. He can be a boss. You can be a mom. You can be a boss. You can work.
It's so funny because I have a story like yours. Yeah. When I was moving from the suite to the other location, and we were there like setting everything up, I found out I was pregnant.
Yes.
My brother just called me into town because he's celebrating his junior reveal. He was about to have his kids. And we sit down and he's telling me, he's like, well, what happened? I'm like, I am doing this and I'm just found out I'm pregnant. What do you mean? What happened? I'm a perfectionist. I'm stressed out. And he looked at me like, don't you think that this is the best time? You have a little, and you are opening your business. Like, you will have to figure out your time. And I'm like, that stay with me. And it's so true. So, you can do it and also talk to your man. Have a day. Read your man. You can have
The plan. They're part of it, right?
yeah. You need help. You need to do the dishes because you gotta go and see a client. Tell them, hey, this kitchen is like stressing me out. You need to pick up a lot of stuff. They cannot read your mind. So, you have support. Use it.
So we need your help. We want to find you. You can find me on Blewprint Salon. That's Blewprint Salon. That is Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Go. You're here.
That's how we're gonna find you. They can follow me personally at Nancy LA Designs, and then the business, it's _B Collective, and then all of the platforms. And I'm also only a block away from Mishira, so come see it.
And if you need flowers for Mother's Day, you know where to go.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with somebody that you think needs to hear this. And let us know in the comments what is your takeaway from this conversation. How we had inspired you or what tips you have for us too. Until next time, and don't forget, you can do it. You have support. Freedom. They're like, the dude